Dark Magician versus White Forest. Duel.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
I have to look at when Orcus came out. What pack was that in? Right, Orcus is something we should be looking forward to, probably. White Forest on summon, we're going to be searching for the Tales of the White Forest. We're going to LZ, send from our hand a spell trap, special summon, and search our deck. You do want to ash the LZ White Forest effect 100%. This is the lingering effect window. Whenever your deck has a constriction on you can't summon non-Xyz, you're locked in a fusion only, you can only summon level 2 monsters, it would be here. How are we on our third engine and there's nothing in the lingering? Nothing is locked. A White Forest, Fiendsmith did not lock them in anything. What? One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 disruptions. Good luck. Dark Magician. Whip out my Magician's Rod into a Ryzeal detonator, wipe it away, and don't forget to chain impermanence to your detonator to also negate the search. We do have Drill Beam. Drill Beam, if we attempt to negate and banish the detonator, the Desiree is just going to negate it. So if we could trick them into using Desiree, that is when we're going to be in a good spot. And I think that this adds to a big issue with Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the fact that impermanence was used here on top of already having an immense amount of disruptions on their very first turn with just the detonator, Desiree, and the freaking Ryzeal cross. You have cards like impermanence being mandatory to play because otherwise turn 1 is going to be too good, but then it's also boosting up turn 1. It's a double-edged freaking sword. It's like, why did Imperm have to add to that? Why do we have 6, 7, 8 unused disruptions, and Imperm also was further making it so much more unbalanced? Fua loss in the standby phase, which we didn't even bother to finger. We're gonna hold the Call of the Grave for White Force is good. We're gonna use it on the Fiendsmith cards, which is also good. We have the Primite Barrel setting up the load. Load is gonna be searching for our Drill Beam. The Magician's Soul, send Dark Magician Girl. As we're now gonna send Drill Beam to the graveyard to draw 1, as we have the barrel on the field allowing us to reset the Drill Beam back in the field as we use the load to summon the Dark Magician from the deck, which they do get to draw 1 thanks to Fua loss. Let's talk about our forms of disrupt here. And I'm not gonna be biased here. I don't like that Ash is able to add on top of the forms of disruption. I think it heavily imbalances turn 1, but I'm not gonna keep on repeating myself. What we have beyond that is Drill Beam. Secrets of Dark Magic, which I should hope goes into a form of disruption. We have Call by the Grave and the Ash Blossom. So Drill, Finger, Fuse, Ash plus Maxi. Let's go. Lacrima, Crimson Tear, send from the deck here our Engraver. Let's go into the Requiem, which we can just finger. Desperately trying to make plays. Finger that fool away. Not today. Now, what do we have after that? The Ryzeal will lock us into rank 4 Xyz only. Do we want to commit to that? No synchro summoning allowed. We're going to special summon the LZ Azamina, special summon the Ryzeal. We already used up our normal summon. As we before locked into rank 4 Xyz, we make our Silvera. Silvera is going to activate to non-target, flip the entire opposing field face down. We're gonna Drill Beam, negate you from flipping me down, but we're gonna use Ryzeal to target the Silvera to return it back to the extra deck to dodge the Drill Beam negate. Now what, mate? Secrets of Dark Magic fusion spells confused with monsters that are face down. And we're doing exactly that. On the resolution of being flipped face down, we summon a Dark Dragoon. It would have been a huge mistake to chain this to the flip face down effect because then Dragoon would be flipped face down. This very powerful, cannot be destroyed by card effects, cannot be targeted by card effects, and can discard a card to negate and destroy a card. You what, mate? How do we out it? You just get bigger. Access Code Talker is one of the best ways to out this. Do we have an Access Code Talker in the extra? We do not. So it's gonna be a big problem. Duo Drive, also the effect of Maxi, just completely clapping this up. 10 freaking cards in our hand. Ash Blossom, negate the Duo Drive. Well, Solar Zero, at least you tried. Dragoon didn't get to negate yet. That's okay. Let's hop into another one. Let's go. Sylveon summon, searching for our tails. Let's speed this up. Now, what do we have here? We have a lot of disruption. Let's just go through it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 disruption. A continuous spell. You're not allowed to be playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. Illusion of Chaos. Don't even have to read the card. We have so much disruption, we just say yes. Negate. Not today, mate. I also think Apollo should get banned on the very next ban list. Ryzeal, Plasma Hole, pop away the Lordy Load. We're going to chain the Druid Swarm, trying to banish away the X-Ryzeal just to get a body on the field. Apollo, negate. Not during the exciting duel, Gia. YouTube Ray, you tried. Good job. Thank you for not surrendering. Thank you for putting in the work. You activated every card that you possibly could. And this almost just reminds me of the Drytron meta, where you didn't have to read their card. They could literally activate Upstart Goblin and you just negate it. Why not? You have 5 negates, and instead of 5 negates, we have 9 disruptions, which pretty much then equates to 5 negates if you just use your disruption on pretty much anything they activate. Negate with the Ryzeal Cross. Druid Swarm will not be summoned. And then we have the Apollo to negate any other potential hand trap. 10,000 damage. 2-1 victory. Let's speed up through their turn 1 nonsense. Tracked, we're going to activate the Ash to negate the Tracked. We're not going to even finger the Ash. And now we can't finger the Impermanence. We're going to X-Ryzeal. Aggregator's going to Chain Link block. In effect, that would negate it. As we now make our Duo Drive. Duo Drive is going to detach, search. We're not imperming the Duo Drive. Are we holding this for Detonator? Let's see if that works out. Because at the moment, they don't have a play around Imperm on Detonator. We're going to attach the Aggregator. Now, the Aggregator does give your Detonator some extra use, even if you get Impermanence, and it actually worked out. That is wild. No plug-in to protect from the Impermanence where you can pop yourself, then Reborn. After getting negated, we still can negate with the Cross, and we can still negate with the Aggregator, and we have Call of the Grave and a Droll Lockbird. We'll still have 4 disruptions. Imperm, negate. Still 4. Grand Entrance, we're going to grab a Doug Charger. Doug Charger, detaching the Sword Ryzeal to summon. And now we're going to hit them with a Droll and Lockbird. Do we Call with the Grave, finger the Droll? We do not. It goes through. No more adding from the deck for us. We're going to use the Grand Breakout, which is going to summon from the deck a Gone Wild. We're going to special summon a Goblin from the deck, which the Ryzeal Cross will negate. Now we have the Entrance and Graveyard, which is going to detach a material from the Detonator. Then you could add a Goblin from your graveyard to your hand. So it's not dependent on adding to then detach. We're going to detach, then add. So let's resolve that. Detach Aggregator, which unfortunately, we're done there. We did not get to add back the Doug Charger. We were able to ensure Detonator has 0 materials, and after hard countering an Xyz deck, Goblin ends on just a Gone Wild pass into the inevitable scoop. Call of the Grave, finger the Engraver. Requiem is here. Lacrima Burn for 1200. Summon from the deck with the Requiem into the Crimson Tier. Send from the deck our Paradise here. Let's sequence it up. Fuse with the Graveyard into our Rextremde. That is spicy. I do like the Rextremde. We now go into the Ignumde. Paradise is going to be adding back to our hand. We're going to Reborn back the Rextremde, 4800, 6000 attack, special summon the sword. Give us an ice. Ice summon for the... Yeah, just thank you. That was the correct play to do. In fact, I think you misplayed. You probably should have surrendered 6 plays ago. Doug Charger on summon's going to add a Grand Breakout. Grand Breakout's going to tribute a monster we control to summon from the deck a Goblin monster. Full loss will be drawing per summon from the deck or extra deck. severely limiting our plays here, unless Morisaki would like to just play right through it. Would you like to do that? Looks like we are. We summoned again from the extra deck. We don't care. We're going to be reborning from Engrave as we commit to a third draw for the Fool Loss as we now make our Gabonga. Gabonga is going to attempt to add from the deck. You will not be adding a Goblin monster from your deck. Negate. If a material is detached from a monster on the field, you can, who cares because it's now gone. What? Little Knight under Fool Loss. Bro, what the heck? We have Imperm, Little Knights, Maxi, hopefully going to help us. Do any of the Goblin cards do something Engrave? What the heck? Do we have a quick effect? Detach off their monster? I think there's one that works in the hand, but not the grave. This does. During your opponent's main phase, if this card's in the graveyard, detach and exceeds off a detonator. If you do, special summon this card. Let's go. Let's activate. Attract. Come to us, Lurie. Lurie Reborn. If we use Lancia, we'll turn off our own Little Knight. We got to be careful about that. Into Requiem. Tract is going to be fusing with the field. We're going to chain Requiem to summon from the deck and Engraver, then fuse to the hand and field into our Fiendsmith Lacrima. Lacrima Fiendsmith is going to target Engrave the Crimson Tear here. We're going to Little Knight chain, banish away the Lacrima Crimson Tear. I do want to note that this cool little fancy play of the Fiendsmith Tract was quite smart. If we had Engraver on the field, we activate the Tract, then the Little Knight could chain banish away the Engraver, and then we would whiff our fusion play. But to ensure that we play around Little Knight, we had to have a Requiem on field to then activate Tract, to then chain the Requiem to the Tract so that the Little Knight could not stop it no matter what. If you were to chain the Little Knight to the Tract, you would just chain Requiem, jump off the field. So that very small detail was not just a style play, it was an optimal play. Summon from the deck, or from the graveyard that is, equip onto it. Let's come forth and summon our princess, further going into the sequence. Let's Lacrima, burn for 1200. Let's attempt to fuse. Imperm is going to negate. We have not normal summoned yet. We still have the Ryzeal part of the deck, and it's just getting started. We have Ice, Node, Sword. Oh my Jesus. This can't be. Into the duo. Oh, we detach off of the duo. Let's freaking go. Now, when did we do that? On its summon, we activated right away. If we waited for it to activate, then we would have used up its hard once return effect of being able to search the deck. Now they could summon another Xyz monster and still be able to use the effect. Now, what were we doing, though, beyond that? We were able to detach to summon, and then we were able to target the Gone Wild in Graveyard to reborn it back onto the field, which is now activating to special summon a Goblin from the deck. We're getting a third body in the field, all from the single Sploder detaching off of a monster during the main phase from Engrave. We have the Dug Charger. Now, will this actually result in a form of disruption? I don't know, Goblins. It doesn't look like it. I think they're just chilling. Do they have a quick effect Xyz? Something? No. Like pop? Drop? Nothing? Banish? Flip down? All right, let's speed this up. I think they have a trap that lets them Xyz during the opponent's turn, which you would need in addition to all of this that we did. Ooh, double detonator. You normally don't see this because the Ryzeal Cross prevents you from summoning a second detonator while you already control one. Let's wipe away the two bodies. Piercing, lethal damage thanks to the Ignumde. That's a 2-0. Even, I mean, if you have an anti-Xyz deck and it still loses to the Xyz deck, what is the point of that freaking deck? Now, to be fair, it's not a pure Ryzeal deck. Is there any copium that exists that people think that Goblin Biker could beat pure Ryzeal? It doesn't look like they have the tools to even beat pure.